Less than 5 minutes remaining on the clock for free practice 2, and some hot laps now coming in. Loris Baz with a new personal best, 1 minute 28 flat for 7th fastest. Andrea Locatelli up into the top 10 positions. He is 8th now after a 1 minute 28.3. And Iker Lecuona with a new personal best last time around, a 1:28.5 for 9th place. Axel Bassani, the only man who hasn't yet improved on his fastest time from FP1, and he's only a fraction shy of what he was able to do earlier on, and he may well be able to lower that bar on this latest lap. He's got 3 sectors completed. He's 9/10 of a second down on the fastest time, and he's got to go within 1.3 tenths of a second. So Axel Bassani with every chance of becoming the 26th and final rider to improve on his time from FP1. Watch here as Michael Ruben Rinaldi makes his way to the line. He was only a 10th of a second down after 3 sectors. Loses a fair chunk of time though through sector 4. Axel Bassani now crossing the line. That's enough for 11th position for him and an improvement on his time from FP1. So every rider has now improved on what they did this morning, as Mackenzie makes his way now out of the final turn and leapfrogs up. He was outside of the top 18 altogether. He's now gone up to 14th place. So an important improvement for him late on with 3.5 minutes still on the clock. Jonathan Ray just coming through the final sector here is 1.5 tenths of a second up after 3 completed sectors. He's got Andrea Locatelli in the background of the shop for company as he drives towards the line, and Ray lowers the bar further still, a 1 minute 27 flat for him. And remember, that's only that's less than 4 tenths of a second off the Super Pole record of Tom Sykes from 5 years ago. So fast pace being shown by Jonathan Ray. 3 minutes on the clock for this free practice 2.
Yeah, really quickly about Mackenzie, he found 7 tenths of a second that last lap. That bodes well for him on the McCallum's bike. You can see for Luca Mayas, though, able to get himself into the top 10. I was just going to mention him as well because we saw him run off the track earlier on, so we didn't really get to see the full extent of his pace up until now. But that shows just how good the Kawasaki is as well, because a lot of the times you look at where the second bike is, you can also look where the third bike is for some of these manufacturers. Where's Axel Bassani on the Ducati? That's a good indication of where Ducati's standing. Where's the third Yamaha? That could be Locatelli or it could be Gerloff over the course of the last couple of years. Where's the third Kawasaki? That's a real tester for how well that bike's working. Obviously, Jonathan Ray 27.0, really impressive. But whenever you see Mayas up inside the top 10, that's also a really good indicator.
Worth making a mention. Go on, Steve.
Has Rinaldi gone missing?
Yes, Michael Ruben Rinaldi then. Making his way back onto the track on the exit of the final turn. So Rinaldi must have gone down at Goddard's, and well, a convenient place at very least, because he can head straight back into the pits.
Yeah, straight back into the pits, get the bike checked out, and then get out for a practice start before the end of the session. So still 2 minutes left, so enough time to be able to make sure everything's okay and try and get that practice started if you want to go back out.
Eyes of a hawk, Steve English capitalises on Michael Ruben Rinaldi's misfortune there to demonstrate his 2020 vision once again, and Rinaldi back into the pits. 1.5 minutes remaining. We catch up now with Leon Haslam on the number 91. Good lap this from Haslam. He goes up inside the top 10 positions, master of this circuit, and nobody's done more laps around this place than Leon Haslam, and it's 1:28.470 for him.
And again, you can see the strength of the Kawasaki here this weekend. That's a Petruccini bike all the way up inside the top 10. You don't get to say that too often.
No, you don't, and we've got to give Leon Haslam some of the credit for that as well, because this is a circuit where we've said before the rider can make a big difference, and Haslam, a vastly experienced competitor and knows every inch of this place. Even that said, though, still the best part of 1.5 seconds down on Jonathan Ray, and that's a second down on Toprak Razgatlioglu, the man we watch now.
Yeah, Jonathan Ray, though, a league of his own. He's almost, well, 6 tenths of a second faster than anyone else out there. Toprak, he's well over half a second off the pace. You've also got Redding just under that 6 tenths, and then Lowe's almost 7 tenths of a second off as well. So that does give a good indication of how fast Jonathan Ray is. It also shows how close it is from Toprak all the way down to Loris Baz. There's only 4 or 5 tenths between those, so all of those riders will feel that they could make a step forward, and then you've also got the next group all feeling that they could make a big step.
Michael Ruben Rinaldi making his way back out onto track. Just 20 or so seconds, though, until the checkered flag falls, so he's not going to be able to do anything more than a practice start at the end of this session. These two riders did both make it in to get an extra lap out of their FP2 session. Jonathan Ray and Toprak Razgatlioglu. Ray with a nice view of one of his main championship rivals, of course. Can watch the back of Toprak for the remainder of this lap. That's assuming that Toprak doesn't bail on the lap to avoid giving Jonathan Ray too many indications.
I think Toprak's going to be cruising around the next couple of sectors, but Garrett Gerloff certainly not cruising. He's 3 personal bests as he comes across the line.
And Mackenzie looking good as well at the halfway mark on his latest lap to improve from a current 15th position. Gerloff crosses the line for 9th then, 1 minute 28.431 is his time. Mackenzie's lost a little bit of ground in sector 3.